For centuries, bats have been called sinister and spooky, likely because of their beady eyes and razor-sharp fangs. But there's more to these nocturnal creatures than meets the eyes. There are more than 1,300 species of bats in the world, making them the second most common group of mammals after rodents. Some weigh less than a penny, while others have a wingspan of 6 feet, but all are impressive and vital members of their ecosystems. Winging it. The scientific name for bats is Chiroptera, which is Greek for hand wing. That's because bats have 4 long fingers and a thumb, each connected to the next by a thin layer of skin. They are the only mammals in the world that can fly, and they are remarkably good at it. Their flexible skin membrane and movable joints allow them to change direction quickly and catch mosquitoes in midair. Classification. There are 2 main types of bats, microbats and megabats. Most bats are microbats, which eat insects like moths, that come out at night. Vampire bats are the only species of microbats that feed on blood rather than insects. But not to worry, they prefer to drink from cattle and horses, not humans. To navigate dark caves and hunt after dark, microbats rely on echolocation, a system that allows them to locate objects using sound waves. They echolocate by making a high-pitched sound that travels until it hits an object and bounces back to them. This echo tells them an object's size and how far away it is. In contrast, megabats live in the tropics and eat fruit, nectar, and pollen. They have larger eyes and a stronger sense of smell than microbats, but have smaller ears because they don't echolocate. There are more than 150 species of megabats, which are usually, but not always, larger than microbats. Roosting. Bats can be found nearly everywhere, except in polar regions, extreme deserts, and a few isolated islands. They spend their daylight hours hiding in roosts around the tropics, dense forests, and wetlands. Roosts are where bats go to rest, usually in cracks and crevices that keep them hidden and protected. The most common roosts are existing structures such as caves, tree hollows, and old buildings. Seasons often dictate where any bats choose their homes, depending on the time of year, because they hibernate during the winter. For example, in the winter, some may hibernate in caves, and in the summer, they'll return to an attic. Because good roosts can be hard to find, many live in giant colonies with millions of other bats. No matter where they spend their seasons, all bats roost upside down. They can hang from their hind feet and legs while resting. Scientists still aren't sure why bats do this, but here's one theory: bats have to fall into flight, which makes hanging upside down the best way to escape quickly. Nature's conservationists. Despite all the misconceptions surrounding bats, they are very important to humans and the environment. Insect-eating microbats consume millions of bugs a night, acting as a natural pest control for plants. Thanks to bats, farmers might rely less on toxic pesticides, which costs them millions of dollars each year. Nectar-drinking bats pollinate plants, so they can produce fruit. In fact, more than 500 plant species, including mangoes, bananas, and avocados, depend on bats for pollination. Finally, fruit-eating bats help disperse seeds, so rainforests can grow, helping to mitigate the effects of widespread deforestation. Cool facts about bats. First one. Bats are the only flying mammal, and before the flying fox squirrel comes to mind, they just glide through the air, and are not classified as flying. Second one. Bats are nocturnal creatures. If they are seen in the day, it may be because it is unwell, or a predator has disturbed its resting spot. Third one. There are plenty of urban myths all about bats being blind, though they are very sensitive to light when hunting in darkness. Scientists recently discovered bats also try to avoid artificial light. Next one. A colony is the name for a group of bats. Another collective term that describes a group of bats together as a camp. As with many mammals, baby bats are often referred to as pups. Next one. Brown bats' facts include the ability to produce a distinctive honking noise to avoid mid-air collisions with other bats and creatures. Next one. Most species of bats are brown or black, though some are colorful shades of orange or red. Next one. A bat's heartbeat is very variable. During hibernation, bats require minimal energy. Their heartbeat can go down to just 4 beats per minute. When on a long journey or in flight, a bat's heartbeat can range between 400 to 1100 bmp. Next one. Over 300 fruits rely upon bats for pollination. These include bananas, mangoes, and avocados. Next one. Bats have bigger brains than migratory birds. This is believed to be for the reason bats survive better in their own habitats, even throughout extreme temperatures. Next one. Not all bat mammals hibernate. Some, such as the spotted bat, prefer to migrate to warmer climates in search of food. Next one. In general, vampire bats fly 1 meter off the ground. Next one. There are over 1,300 varieties of bats around the world. Next one. Some bat species can live for over 30 years and fly as fast as 100 miles per hour. Next one. Bats can find and track down food in complete darkness. They source insects by emitting inaudible high-pitched sounds at 10 to 20 beeps per second and then listening to the echoes. Next one. Bats emit sound waves from its nose or mouth, and when the sound waves hit an object, an echo is formed. This echoes then bounce back to the bat's ears. The bat then interprets these specific echoes to decipher the size, location, and shape of the object. So, today we are talking about full details about bats. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.